All right, good evening and welcome to Master Talker online class. Today we'll be talking about bearing, and I'll give you some key points you need to know in bearing. Then we'll start solving calculations. The first key point you need to know is how to represent bearing. Okay, you can represent bearing in two ways. You can represent bearing in degrees. Okay, degrees equally called 3-digit bearing. Okay, if you look at all these ones, they are in 3 digits: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So they are called 3 digits bearing or degree representation of bearing because they are all in degrees. Okay, so the next one, the next representation of bearing is in cardinal points. That is where you have the north, east, west and south. So that is that. So now look at this question now. They gave you, sometimes in the question you will find is where they will give you bearing in degrees and tell you to represent it in cardinal. Okay, or bearing in cardinal, you present it in degrees. So let's solve this question. Number one said represent 0 30 degrees in cardinals. So first of all, let us draw the 30 degrees. Now for bearing in degrees, how do you represent bearing in degrees? You must start from the north and move clockwise, okay, till you touch the line you drew, okay, or the line drawn. Okay, so you must start from the north, but in cardinal we start from either the north or the south. So we don't have any business with the horizontal in bearing. But if you remember in trigonometry, our business is always with the horizontal and we are moving anti-clockwise. But in bearing, we move clockwise and we don't have business with horizontal. All our business is with what? The vertical. So if I want to represent 0 30 degrees, and remember, watch, this is from 0 to 90. Okay, here is from 90 to 180. You see, I'm moving clockwise, but if you remember in trigonometry, we were moving anti-clockwise. So go and watch my video on trigonometry. So this one is what? From 180 to what? 270, and then from 270 to 360. So these are the quadrants we have: first, second, third, fourth quadrant. This is for bearing, but in trigonometry you go anti-clockwise. So if I want to represent 30 degrees, 30 degrees will fall in the first quadrant. So I will draw a line on the first quadrant. Okay, and in 3-digit representation said I must start from the north till I touch the line I drew. So this is my 30 degrees. Okay, my 30 degrees rather. I have represented it in what? In degrees. So to get my answer in cardinal, so is now, I will now say this is my north, my south, my east and my west. Please, getting your answer in cardinal, you must find a small angle with the vertical, not the horizontal. Please, you don't have any business with horizontal. So this is the smallest angle with the vertical. So my answer is 0 30 degrees is equal to what? North and south and east in between it. So it will be what? North 30 degrees east. Because our business is always with the vertical, we start naming from the vertical. You can never say east first. Even if it is here, you can never say east south. Rather you say south east, here southwest, and here northwest. You must always start with the what? The vertical. So number 2, look at number 2 now. You have this, and they say this 135. 135 fell where? In the second quadrant. So I will draw a line in the second quadrant and say that my 135 is from the north. It must be from the north till I move this way, move clockwise until I touch the line I've drawn. That is my 135 degrees. Okay, so but if you look at this now, this angle is a big angle with the vertical. So we need a small angle with the vertical, which is this one. We need a small angle like this with the vertical. How do you get this small angle? I know that from here to here is 90 and cover to this place is 180. So if from here round to this place is 180, I will say 180 minus this one to get this small angle. So it will be what? 180 minus 135, which is what? 45. So here is 45 degrees. So you now put your north, south, east and west. So therefore my 135 degrees is equal to what? South 45 degrees east, south 45 degrees east. As simple as that. So look at number 3. Number 3 said, look at number 3. They said 245. If you look at 245 will fall in the third quadrant. So just draw any line on the third quadrant And then your 245 will be represented from where? You must start from the what? The first the north. You move until once you touch this your line, you stop. Okay, so all this thing from here to here is what? 245 degrees. Okay, it's too big. We need an acute angle with the vertical, not the horizontal, please. An acute angle with the vertical. Acute angle means that angle must be less than 90. Look at this one. It's acute, that is why we used it. Look at this one. We need to find this acute. That is why we use this. So in this one now, the acute we are looking for is from here to here, because it must be with what? With the vertical. Okay, so I know that from here to here is 90 and another place is 90. So I will say that this big angle, which is 245, removing the 180, you see I'm getting only this place. If you remove this side now from the whole angle, you are getting here. So in the top quadrant, you are going to do 245 minus 180. I told you before, even in trigonometry, that we don't use 270 at all. So on a normal, we are supposed to do 270 minus, but we don't use 270. Both in trigonometry and in bearing, we don't use 270. So my answer should be, I think, is 65. So this small angle is that is with the vertical is what? 65, and it's an acute angle. I will now say my north, my east, my south, my east, and my west. Okay, so what is now my answer? My answer should be what? You must start from what? The vertical. South, 65 degrees what? West. So therefore, let me write it here. Therefore, 245 is equal to what? South, 65 degrees west. Okay, so let me clean here to do the last one. Okay, for the last one said we should represent 300. Look at 300 now. 300 will fall where? In the fourth quadrant, and this is my fourth quadrant. Okay, and the 300 is being represented how? You must start from the north. You move until you move clockwise, not anti-clockwise, until you touch the line you have drawn. All these things is the 300 you are looking for. But this is not an acute angle. We need a small angle with the vertical. So the small angle, that line you drew, make with the vertical. So this is it. I know that the total circle is 360. So I can say 360 minus the 300, which is what? 60. So here is what? My 60 degrees. I will now say north, south, east, and west. So my answer becomes 300 degrees is the same thing as saying north, 60 degrees west. You see, it's very, very simple to represent. So that is moving. You are moving from degree to what? You are moving from degree to cardinal. Now let's move from cardinal to degree. Let's move from cardinal to degree. Now let's draw our cardinal. The first one, that is number 5. Okay, this is my north, south, east, and west. Okay, this one said north 20 degree east, which is north and east. I will draw here, and then the angle must be with the vertical. So this is it. This is my 20 degrees. So therefore north 20 degree east is equal to change it in what? In degrees. To change it in degrees or 3 digits says that you must start from that north and move clockwise till you touch the line drawn. So the only thing that is covered is this 20. So my answer is what? 020. Just make it 3 digits. This one may not help you to understand. The next one will help you to understand. Look at the next one now. They say south 30 degrees east. You now draw like this: north, south, east, and west. So south 30 degree east, you draw a line between south and east. I know that the angle you are making must be with the south, the vertical. So this is the 30 degrees. Okay, so but to get your angle, your 3 digits or your degree, it is just said that just start from the north, you move till you touch this line. Okay, now look at it now. This 30 is 30 covered? No, 30 is not covered. But I know that from here to here is 90, from here to here is 180. So if I say 180, remove the 30 that is not there, that is now my answer. So I'll say 180 minus that 30. So I'm left with 120, 150 degrees. Okay, so here is 150 degrees, which means my south 30 degrees east is equal to what? 150 degrees. You see, it's in 3 digits. Okay, so number 7. Number 7. Okay, look at number 7. Let's do number 7. Number 7 is very simple. Look at number 7. Okay, this is my north, south, my east and west. So, and he said south, 42 degrees west, south and west. You just draw a line. The angle you are making must be with that south. So I'm making my angle with the south, which is what? 42. Okay, so all right, let's go. The angle said in degrees, representing in degrees, said I must start from the north and be moving until you touch the line you have drawn. You stop. So if you look at all the things that are covered now, from here to here 90 covered, and another 90, 180 is covered. You see that the 42 is equally covered. So my answer should be what? 180 plus that 42, which is what? 2 here, 2 of 2 here, and 2 degrees. Are you getting it now? So therefore, my south 42 degree west is equal to what? 222 degrees. I hope you are getting it, please. Just know what is covered. The last but not the least here. The last but not the least, which is number 8. Number 8 said, let's draw it first. This is my north, south, east, and west. So they say in between north and west. In between north and west, just draw a line. But the angle you are making must be with the north. So I'm making angle with the north, which is 27. But representing something in degrees said, I must start from the north and move clockwise till I touch this man. So what and what is covered? Only 27 is not covered. But I know that the total circle is 360. So I can say that 360, the total circle minus the 27 that is not part of it. Okay? So what is now my answer now? 10, 3, 5 minus 2 is another 3, and 3. So 333 degrees. Okay, so therefore my north 27 degree west is equal to 333 degrees. As simple as that. Thank you very much for watching. In our next video, we'll talk about how to get the bearing of a particular distance from another one. God bless you.